Good afternoon, colleagues. It is 3 o'clock and we are almost ready to start. My name is Gilbert Scruder. I'm the e-learning advisor in Cape Winelands, and I would like to welcome you to this special session that we have this afternoon. It's a very practical session. I hope you've received my mail, and I hope that some of you have joined via the link that your colleagues have shared with you. And I hope that you're going to have a very, very fruitful afternoon with us today. I'm just waiting for my presenter to get in. And once he is in, we will start the proceedings. Remember that as on the welcome screen, the attendance register will only be shared towards the end of the session, around about 15 minutes before the end. And if you can make a note already, you will need to complete the attendance register. And then there is a feedback form as well that you need to complete. So make sure that you complete those things, and then there are two other things that you can also complete that you can get back to once I share the link with you. Thank you. Enjoy the session. Oh, if there are some of you that are sitting in a computer lab or where you are more than 2 people or 3 people in the same room attending this specific session, please let everyone please complete the attendance register towards the end. I will announce that again. Okay? Thank you. Just 1 minute before we start. Evan, can you hear me? I've made you a presenter now on Hilary Papier.
Hi, Gilbert. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great. I'll send the other stuff to you now. Ne?
Thank you so much.
Colleagues, I would like to introduce Evan Papier. He's at Groendal Secondary and he will be our facilitator for the day. Thank you, Evan. Good luck. You may share your screen so we can start. I will stop sharing mine now.
Thank you, Gilbert. Can you just confirm that my sound is fine?
Sound is fine?
Thank you so much. Colleagues, good afternoon. As Gilbert, thank you, Gilbert, for the introduction. As Gilbert also mentioned that I'm teaching at Groendal Secondary, and my ICT journey started a few years ago. And to be honest with you, I am very, very excited about ICT and the use of ICT in the classroom. I just want to share my screen with you. Apologies for being a little bit late today. My laptop, don't know what happened with him today, but there's a story behind that also, and I want to show you how quick and easy it is when you do understand Google fundamentals and how our accounts are linked, and how you can quickly set up your account again. Gilbert, you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it. You can take it to the slideshow view.
Thank you. So, colleagues, today with today's session, Google Fundamentals 1, I am really excited to see all of you in the session today because, in my opinion, colleagues, this is a course that in my opinion, believe that most people should do. All teachers should do, and I'm sure this is the fundamentals to not just only Google, but to all the other platforms that you use. If you do make use of all the tricks that um, we will be sharing with you today, really it's very helpful when you do know all these things. So welcome to Google Fundamentals 1. So in today's session, we'll be looking at your Google account. We'll be talking about the Google Cloud, Google Chrome, and also the Chrome extensions that you can use. Today's session, colleagues, is all about how can we make our browsing experience in the Chrome or the Google space much more effectively, and it must be easy for us to move around in the Google space, and this is what this session is all about. So the Google Workspace, as it is known now, um, if you are known with the four C's for the 21st century skills, this space, the Google space, allow for us to work collaboratively, to be creative. All right. So we will be working with the Gmail, with Google Calendar, and also the Drive and your document, Google Docs, and then also with Google Meet. So this whole workspace allows for us to work collaboratively in one space. For those of you who maybe have the privilege or fortunate to work with Google Chromebooks, you will know that all of these applications are automatically part of the Google Workspace. So Google Fundamental Training, you will see the flow of the fundamentals, how it is linked to one another. Okay, so you can access your Chrome browser through your phone or through your laptop. I'm sure most of you are today are signed in with your Google Chrome. And if you can, colleagues, if you can on your end, maybe open also your Google Chrome. And then I would advise you to then work with me. Remember, this is all about skills. I don't want you to take this as only as knowledge, but to really use this as the session as skills that you can take forward, that you know how to do and apply this in your daily operations and how you do your things at school. We will move to Google Chrome after the session. From Chrome, we'll move to the Google Drive. And how do we use the Drive? We'll orientate you about the use of the Google Drive and how do we share, or how do we save all our documents that we have in the Google Drive space. Okay. Um, some of you might say, but I already have all my files saved on my laptop. Yes, you can use, you will see some of these icons look familiar with the Adobe, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all these files there that is already on your device. Yes, you can store all those information as it is already in in the drive. But now the nice thing also, colleagues, is that we also have similar applications as your Word, which is known in the Google space as Google Docs. You have your Excel in Google space. Google space, it is known as Google Sheets. So you can save all that in your drive. It is compatible. Then we have the Google Classroom, which takes the traditional way of teaching into a cloud space. We'll talk about that in a second. And you can access that remotely from your laptop, and also um, from, and students can also access it from their cell phones. Okay, so you're literally taking your traditional way of teaching into the Google space, where they can then work remotely with you, and you can then take a hybrid model into teaching with your learners. So I would suggest, colleagues, that after Google Fundamentals 1, that you do follow through with all of it, okay? Because it is all linked with one another, okay? So in Module 1, this is today's session. Module 1, we'll do the Chrome and the Google account. In Module 2, this is where we will do the Drive. Module 3 and 4 will be about the docs. Okay, so I suggest that you will then continue through with it. Colleagues, then the Google account. So let's start. Your Google account, most of you in today's life are required to have a Gmail account. Okay. We are forced to make use of a Gmail account, whether it is to access a cell phone. The first time when you do open um, your cell phone, you buy the cell phone, and especially if it's an Android cell phone, you are forced to create or to log in with a Gmail account. Okay. Um, so schools can get a Google Workspace for education for free. You just have to simply register, and if you do want your whole school to work in the Google space, then I would suggest that you please do make contact with us in order to take you through that process. Okay, so you can use the same Google account for different devices. It syncs actively across multiple devices. So you can sign into your cell phone, your device. You can also sign in with the same account into your tablet, and with the same account, you can also then sync it with your laptop. And what the nice thing about this space is, working in the online space or on in the cloud space, is that it syncs automatically. So if you make any changes on the one end, it will automatically do synchronize and make the changes on the other side. So the cloud with Google, and many of you might say you've heard about the cloud. What is the cloud space? How does it work? Let me just go back. So normally you have a server where everything is linked to, and you have the cloud space, and this is where we are. So you would be on your cell phone. You might have a link, or you might be on your laptop. You have a link, and then when you click on the link, it takes you somewhere. Okay, it takes you to. Let me just get my pointer here. It takes you to the server, which is linked all together, where you can store and save all your information online. Okay, so the cloud is a safe space for you to store all your documents, where you can share the information with your colleagues also. Um, and this is why I suggest my colleagues to always save all the stuff that is saved on the laptop or on the cell phone, to have it stored on in the cloud. In this case, in the Google Workspace, we will then make use of the Google Drive, where we save all our information on there. And we know that should your laptop or your cell phone crash, which we wouldn't want to happen, then we know it is in a safe space, and it can be accessed um, remotely or accessed from a different device. You can just sign in, and then you have all your information again. This is the nice thing about working in the cloud space. You can access it from anywhere. Okay. I know that many of us still work with the USBs. Um, you know, that is the traditional way of using it, and working with files and sharing and sending it to people. But we want to move away from that by sharing our information or placing it in a safer space, which can be accessed anywhere. There is another illustration that I that maybe can also illustrate it in a very nice way for us. Okay, you can see here all these devices are connected to the cloud. So if I should go on my cell phone and I go to the Google Drive, um, It should be on my cell phone. I can then also use it from my laptop. Can use it from a different cell phone. You can just literally log into any other device and then you have access to your documents. Now, the same thing happened to me now. That is why I was a bit late. My laptop somehow just didn't want to continue. It just froze and it just stopped. So I could literally just take another laptop, sign into it, and now I have access to all my information that that I had on the other device. So let's look at your Google account and also your Chrome account. So like I mentioned, Chrome can be synced across multiple devices when using a Google account, and it saves auto complete for forms to remember the passwords and the browsing history and bookmarks and also extensions. Now, colleagues, I enjoy this so much. The moment that you sign into a website that requires your passwords, Chrome gives you the option to save it automatically, so you don't have to, which is maybe a bad habit. But you can sign in once and ask for Chrome to remember it. And next time when you do go to that same, and I'll show you later, you do go back to that website, you don't have to insert your username and password. It will automatically then save it for you, and you can just quickly recall it and log in with them. It also saves your browsing history. Like I said, just before I logged in now, I just quickly went to my browsing history and I could get all my information back automatically. We'll talk about the good, the bookmarks and the extensions in a bit. Okay, when using another person's computer, and this is now a classic example of what happened to me. Okay, you can use another person's computer, then you can just log into it with your Google account. I would advise colleagues when you do just quickly want to log into another person's account that you don't log in with your details. You can simply just go to guest mode, open a new instance of Chrome with no pre-populated data. The nice thing about that, it records no activity. All right. You can also go into incognito mode, which I'll show you now, demonstrate it in a second, and open a new instance of Chrome with pre-populated data. Once again, no activity is recorded. You can add your account to that person's computer. I'll show it to you now, where you just open a new instance of Chrome with your account. All your data is then loaded. All activity is also then recorded, but this is not recommended, especially because you are not using you are using another person's account. So what I want to do is I'm just going to go out here and then I want to show you something. Uh, how do we access it? So I just logged into um, my wife's laptop because mine somehow didn't want to work. So this would be your screen, okay? And then you will see this Chrome icon here, okay? When you open it, when you double click on it and you open, then you will get this window. Now, as you can see, there is already a few. Let me just delete these. All right. There's already a few profiles that's linked to this laptop's Chrome account. Okay, there are two. That's my wife's one, and that is mine. You can also add another one if you want to add one. Okay, then you just sign in with um with your details. You put in um your email account. Okay, and then put in your password. Oh, I'm struggling with my password. Okay, all right, in there. Then this is just a verification to ensure that nobody can just for extra security, nobody can access your account. Okay, you can set this up later on. some of yours might not ask you to do this. And then I can just request a verification code, which will be sent to my cell phone because my Gmail account is linked with my cell phone number. I will get a code and then I will type in this code here. Let's do that. Um, like I said, colleagues, this is just, you can do this afterwards for more security. Now I want to show you this. Do you want your synchronization to be turned on? Meaning all your passwords and your bookmarks that is in this account will now show on this device. You can say, no, thank you, you don't want to. Maybe you're not going to be long on this device. Or you can say yes, but I'm going to say yes for now just to demonstrate to you what will happen. So what will happen now is it will ask me to customize my profile. I'm just going to put in my name, and this is my personal account. Okay, and then I can just give it a color, play around with it. All right, and then I can say I'm done. So you will see there on top your profile. It's gonna either going to be the initial of your name. It's going, in my case, would be an E, but I've put in a profile picture also into my account. So this is an indication to me that my account, I'm signed into my account. Now you will see these pop-ups now come up because these are all extensions that has already been installed into this account. So it is busy with the synchronization process. Remember, I am not on um my personal laptop. I signed into a different person's laptop now, which I'm going to use. So all these things will now display in my account. All right. So what I want to show you, all these um bookmarks up here was automatically synchronized because it is linked to this account of mine. Okay, it is linked to this account. Okay, colleagues, what I want to continue with is how do we do how do we do our browsing. Now this should be easy for us to do, colleagues. When you're working in this space, nobody wants to struggle. Let me just move to my, okay, let me go back to this one. All right. We don't want to struggle when we are in the space. Okay. Now I'm not talking about don't look at the notes here. Just look at all the tabs on top and what's happening on the yeah, at the bookmarks. This shouldn't be it shouldn't be difficult for you to browse and continue looking for information or do your daily business in the Chrome space. It should be easy for you to use. And one of the tricks, and we're gonna look at nice tricks today in how to make this a very nice experience for us. Now, right on top here, you see these we call tabs. Okay, these are our tabs up here. If I click on the plus sign, it will open up more tabs for us. All right, but the purpose of today is to really just see how can we make our experience in this space much better. So the first thing that you can do is we don't want to go and click on these plus signs. What we want to do though is that we want to use our tricks. And our first trick that we are going to use is to create a new tab. We're not going to click on the plus sign, but we are going to use, and let me just show you this on the better on this on my slides. We're going to click on control and we're going to click on T. So that's basically, I'm not going to click with my mouse there or the pointer on there. I am just going to hold control and click on T and a tab should automatically open up. So like I said, if you have the ability to do it on your side, please do practice that. So if I do that the whole time, I can open up tabs without touching the mouse, without touching the mouse. So if you want to maybe just write it down there on your side to remember the tricks, it's control T. All right. The next one is, say for instance, you maybe have some work in you want to do in the one window, but you maybe want to open up a new window and you want to do something personally on the other side. Then all you do is you hold control and click on the letter N for new. You'll see there's a whole new window that that pops up. So nowhere did let me just close this window. I didn't minimize here and go to my desktop and opened up a new tab, a new window. I didn't do that. Look at all the effort you'll have to go through to open it up. Instead of doing that, all you can do is we just go and we say Control N for new, and it opens up a new window. So now you can start browsing in this space, doing other things in this window, and if you minimize it, then you can go back to the other window again. Isn't that nice? Making our lives so much easier when doing our browsing. Another thing I want to show you is, and this is maybe helpful now if you maybe want to follow in the session, follow what I demonstrate, and you maybe want to try this also on your side. What you can do is you see the Windows button at the bottom of your keyboard. You are going to use that Windows button, and then you can use the arrows that is also on your keyboard to shift your window to different parts of the screen. Okay, but first you need to go and find the window that you want to maybe want to display otherwise. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly. What you can do is go to the window, and this is the window I'm going to use. Okay, if I minimize this, let me just close the other tab. All right, go to the window button, and then I am going to move this window to the left hand side. Okay, so I'm going to hold it, click the arrow to the left, and it should shift to the left hand side. Okay, now your screen is now split. So um while you work in on the one end, and I'm gonna tell you how is this, where can you use this. Um, Let me just open a new tab maybe and show you. Not a new tab, a new window. So there's a new window. Okay. So instead of doing this and dragging it and adjusting it so that it should be on the same scale here, you don't do that. We don't want to do that. What we do is, because we have put the one window on the left hand side, I'm going to put the other one here on the right hand side. So I'm going to open it up. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same. Say Windows button, and I'm going to click the right arrow. So now um the computer is going to ask me, so which should be on the left side with all these windows open. Okay, there's the one I want. So these two will now um will be adjacent to one another, and I can work on both sides. Colleagues, you know where this is really helpful, and especially when you are teaching um both languages, you teach in English and in Afrikaans, and you're busy with setting up your papers. Then you can do this with your Word documents. You can maybe put up the Afrikaans on the one side and then the English on the other side, and then you can maybe then translate your question papers and see, especially also with your moderation, see whether the two are the same. So this is where I, as a teacher, uses this a lot. It helps me a lot to split my screen and do that. Okay, so that we do, I'm gonna say again, you hold your Windows key, and then you use your arrows to place the window wherever you want. So you can move it to the left, you can move it to the right, on top, at the bottom. You can play around, literally play around with it, put it in different places to make your browsing experience much better. Okay, then this is, colleagues, um if you are going to use these tricks that we're demonstrating today, you're going to make your life so much easier, but you are also going to impress your colleagues in how you are using this, because that's later on, the more you use it, you will later on get so used to it and quickly do things, copy and paste and opening new windows. Your browsing experience will be really so much better. Okay, so when you are in the space and you maybe want to highlight the URL, which is this space right on top here. Okay, I just clicked on it, so it automatically highlights it for me. but we don't want to use the mouse too much. We can literally use our keyboard. And how do we do that? We just say Control L, and it automatically highlights for us. Now, say for instance, this is a page that I want to open up on another tab or another window. Then all you do is you say Control L, and I want to copy this URL. Then I just say Control C. It will be copied. Okay. And I'm going to open up a new tab. And I wonder what is that? Yes, it's Control T for a new tab. So I want to paste this URL into this tab. I'm not going the long route of going to the URL, to that box there and right click on it and then paste. I'm not going to do that. I can do it, but I don't want to because I want to use all my tricks that I've learned. So once again, Control L, Control C for copy. I'm going to open up a new tab, Control T, and then I'm going to say Control V for victory, and that is paste. And then I'm going to hit the enter button. Enter. So nowhere in the process um have I used my mouse. Nowhere. I'm going to close the tab again. Okay, I want to use this URL. I'm going to say Control L. I'm going to copy it, Control C. Let's open up a new window. Let's not open up a new tab. Let's open up a new window. So we're going to say Control N for new. In. Okay, so we want to paste. We're going to say Control V, and then we're going to hit the enter button. And there we've done a quick and easy um, navigation to to a website. Okay, let me close that. So what I want you to do quickly is, okay, on your side, what I want you to do quickly is what we've done now, is to highlight the URL, copy it, open up a new tab, paste the URL, enter, and I want you to close the new tab with Control W. Okay, highlight the URL, copy it, open a new tab, paste the URL. Okay, press the enter button and then close. And I want you to see that nowhere have you used the mouse. You've been typing the whole time. You've been writing a report. You've been setting up your paper. Now you just quickly want to go and look for a resource to insert into your question paper. We're not going to struggle. All that we do is we highlight, we copy, we open a new tab, we paste, we enter. And now that we are done with it, Control W, we close the tab and we are back at square one. Using your tricks to make your shortcuts to make your life much more easier and nicer to browse. Okay, colleagues, then this is something that really just excites me so much. You know, sometimes when you are looking for things, someone maybe shared something with you, someone emailed something to you, and um, okay, let me before I go to the bookmarking, let me just give you. I'll give you 4 minutes to just exercise to exercise that quickly. I'll give you 4 minutes. I'll display the shortcuts on the screen, and then you can quickly do that on your side. Just a 4 minutes, then we can proceed. Okay, colleagues, I am sure that you have had a lot of fun with it. Remember that the copy of the URL or Control C and Control V, those are shortcuts that you can use um, in other spaces also. It's not just in Chrome, in your Chrome browsing experience that you can do it. You can use it in other spaces also. So I'm glad that you could use that. Remember that this is um, all about making your life so much easier when you are doing your browsing. Okay, so now let's go to bookmarking. Let's go to bookmarking. So, say for instance, you are browsing for something. Let's say um, I'm gonna browse something about democracy in South Africa, and this is a resource for the grade 11s, and I want to use this information in a lesson tomorrow. I want to put it up on the screen, but I found this information now, but I really don't want to search for it tomorrow. I just want to have quick access to it. What you can do is, colleagues, is then to bookmark this so that you can have it in the future. Okay, so you can have it in the future. So what you do is we also make use of a shortcut, which is Control D. Let me just go back, which is Control D. You can just click Control D, and that will then help you to quickly create a bookmark in Google Chrome. Okay, it will help us to quickly create a bookmark. So I'm going to click Control D, and then this will be my pop-up. It will ask what should be the name of the bookmark. It will automatically, by default, it will be highlighted. You can rename it. So I can take that part out there, and I want to make it a bit more easier to identify. So I can do all these changes to it. Okay, I just want to show you. Then that is the name. Okay, then it would ask me, where do I want to save this? In which folder do I want to save this? Now, currently, if you click on the drop down, it will by default be on the bookmarks bar. Let me show you where the bookmarks bar. This is where the bookmark, this is your bookmarks bar. This is where all your bookmarks will eventually be. So if I click on Control D, I can then save this on the bookmarks bar. Let me just see if it's gonna just say you can click done. It should be but because mine is so full, it won't be there. I can just click on this arrow here. This means that all those that couldn't get to this space here will automatically fall in this section here. Now, some of you that maybe didn't know about bookmarking, some of you might see on your screens, oh, but I do have bookmarks. I accidentally in the past maybe created bookmarks up here. Don't worry, that happens to the the best of us. Um, when I learned about bookmarking, remember, colleagues, my bookmarks bar never looked this organized previously to doing this session. When I learned about doing bookmarks, I love according to this because my life should be made easier. Okay. So my bookmarks is. So if I open a new tab, Control T, I can just go to this arrow here and click on it. So the next day when you go to class, it will be there. You don't have to search for it all over again. You don't have to do that. So I'm going to close that. Remember, it is Control D. Now, if you look, if you look on top here, I would say my bookmarks bar is rather structured and organized. But if you look at some of it, there's a apps shortcuts. If I click on that, it will take me to to the apps section. Let me just quickly go back. This might look familiar to you. This is the OneDrive, which is the online one that we all know as Gmail. This is where we can search. This is the drive. That is YouTube. That is something that I must just check at again. That page maybe don't exist anymore. So all these, there's Google Maps, there's Translate, all these look so familiar. Okay. Now, for those of you who's, and I'm sure all of you are going to continue with the dovetails sessions. Okay. You will do Bitly also in the sessions, which is an amazing app to use when shortening and personalizing or customizing your links. Now, I use this quite a lot, Bitly. So obviously, I am going to put it on my bookmarks bar so that I can easily find it. But what I can do is because I know the link or the icon of Bitly. Okay, when I look at this icon, I know that is Gmail. So what you can do is you can just right click on it. Okay, right click on the bookmark, click on edit. Okay, and then you can just erase the name, take out the name. So once you take out the name and you save that, look what happened. The name Bertley disappeared. Okay, so now that means there are more bookmarks that can be added onto the bookmarks bar. Okay, so now it's much more organized. Say, for instance, I do want the name there at Google Translate. I can right click on it, edit. Let's give it a name, translate, and I save it. It should pop up next to it. Okay, if I want to take it out, I can edit it, just take out the name, and then I save it. So much more of them can be added onto the bookmark. Another thing I want to show you, which really, I almost want to say changed my life, but changed my experience in browsing, is creating folders. Okay, is creating folders. Now I want to show you all some of the folders that I've created. So now it's more organized. I know all the Cape Winelands folders, bookmarks are saved in there. If I want to look for my apps that I use more frequently, I go to the app section, I click on it, and then all my apps are there, and I can quickly, let me just open a new tab. I can quickly access my apps. I didn't have to go and I want to go to AHA Slides, which is a very nice app to use. Um, I don't have to search and go to it. No, I don't have to do that. I just simply go to the app section. I can even go to Mentimeter, and there I am, quick and easy. No fuzzes. It's just easy to get to it. Another way how you can bookmark colleagues is also if you open up a new tab. Um, you can click on the star here. You click on the star, it will bookmark it. It will look exactly the same. Okay. Let's just go for democracy in South Africa. Um, I want to bookmark this page. Okay. Then I just click on the star. That is also um that is also a way to bookmark. Okay. I don't want to save it on the bookmarks folder. I want to add a new folder for my grade 11s. I want to put it in a folder of my grade 11s, but now I see I don't have a folder here for my grade 11s. So what do I do now? I go to the bottom and I choose another folder. Then I only have the bookmarks for a bar there. Okay, so underneath or on the bookmarks bar, I want this folder also to display, but it's only these folders that's currently there. But right at the bottom here at new folder, you can click on new folder. It will put it there at the bottom. And now I can just say grade 11. Okay. Hit the enter button. And now make sure that you select the folder and make sure that the name is properly saved. You don't want to clutter your folders too much. So you can just maybe say use the source. Um, use the source. Um, just take that out. I'm going to take that out, select the folder, and then say save. So now you can go to your folders, okay? everything that doesn't display on your bookmarks bar, you can go click on the arrow, go to that folder, and then it will be available. It will be available there for you to access. So I hope that bookmarking makes sense to you. If you and you can see how you can utilize this um in it on a daily basis. If you maybe don't want the bookmarks to be there anymore, like I can use this one. um I can just right click on it and I just hit the delete button, and then it's out. Longer um it's no longer there. All right. So this is really very helpful when doing your browsing. Another tip I want to share with you, colleagues, is when you are using a certain app, say for instance, on a daily basis, you are doing a Mentimeter with your learners on a daily basis. Now, what you can do is, colleagues, so that you don't lose it, because this um all the tabs up here, it can become a lot. Okay. And it can become so cluttered, and we don't want that. We want to keep things organized. Okay, we want to keep things organized. So what you can do is, colleagues, you can right click on it, and then you can pin that that site. It will take you automatically to the left here in the corner, and there it is. All right. And there it is. So if you do open, just close that. If you close this, and I don't want to do it, you can try it on your side. If you close it and you open up again, it should be pinned. It should be the on the left hand side. Okay. So you right click. I know that my inbox is important to me. It should be there at all times. I can right click and I can pin it. Okay. You can even pin all your tabs. Okay. So that it will be easy for you to find your information. All right. Let me just unpin them also. Now, colleagues, something that is also very nice um, to use, which is I really enjoy using it, is to group all your your bookmarks here. Or your tabs. So say for instance, you open up all these tabs. Can you see how cluttered it can become? Okay. So say for instance, you are working only with certain tabs, you can group them together. All right. You can group them together. So these ones, let me just unpin them, unpin all of them. So say for instance, you are busy with a certain grade, you are looking for information, you are browsing, and now you want to group them all together and keep everything organized. You can right click on the tab, and then you can add tab to a new group. If you click on that, Chrome will ask you, how do you want to personalize this? So I'm going to give it a name. This will be the grade uh, 10 um, research that I'm currently busy with, or browsing that I'm busy with. Okay. And then I'm going to select the color for easier identification. And there's my group. Okay, there's my group. So if this tab should also form part of it, I can right click on it, I can move it to a group, and then I can select the one that I created. Okay, click on it, and this will become automatically part of one group. So if I click on the group, it will expand, and it will and it will close also. So you can see what is inside. And if you don't want to have it all here open and that looks so cluttered, you can just quickly close it, and then it's in there. So with all the other tabs, you can insert it into the group. I want to show you add to group, right click, add to group. So they are all part of that group. So if I minimize this, they are all grouped together. And this is a new trick that I really, really enjoy. Because remember, when you are working for a long period of time in the space, one can get carried away with with all these apps and all the sites that you might be visiting. But what we want to do is to keep it all together. All right. You can also then maybe if you want to say, okay, I'm done with the grade 10s. I want to make move to a new tab. I now want to whoa, what did I do now? I want to add a new group. I'm now gonna start with the grade 11s. Let's make them red. So everything that I do now, all these tabs, okay, I can add them to this group. And if I close this down, I can quickly let me do close all these unnecessary ones that are open. I only have let me pin this. So I have a pinned one, and I know my grade 10 should be in there. But if I'm done working with my grade 10 stuff, I can move to grade 11. That helps me a lot to know that not all of these are making sure that I don't get confused is basically what I want to say. All right. Just look at the nice colors. I like this because it makes your life so much easier. Let's put in the grade 12s there. You can use, obviously, you can use whatever, um, however you want to rename your groups, whatever you are busy doing, you can, um, you can name your groups. Okay, organized, everything is there, so nice to use. Okay, let me see what it is. Okay, I'm gonna give you again 4 minutes to try this on your own. Okay, so go to Chrome and make sure that you open up a few tabs for yourself. Okay, Control T, open up a few tabs for yourself to practice. You can open up as many tabs that you want to open up. Remember, the instruction is you right click on one tab. Okay. Um, let's say let me give you a few minutes to do maybe both. Open up a few tabs for yourself, and then I'm going to give you a few minutes to do bookmarking. Remember, it is Control D, and maybe you can use this time to maybe look at your bookmark bar, and that is maybe cluttered already for things that you have saved in the past. It's now time for you to get it a bit more organized. Okay. Um, so bookmark a few things, or if you maybe want to put in a few folders that you know you're going to use, you can also just click on the bookmarks bar. Okay, there's something I didn't show you yet. Click on the bookmarks bar, and then you can go to the bookmarks manager, or you can just say here, add a folder. Okay, and then you can create your own folders on the bookmarks bar, and then you can start getting your stuff organized. Okay, this is what I want you to do, is to go and create bookmarks, either just bookmarks or bookmark folder, and then I want you to go and do a bit more grouping. Remember, you need to have a few tabs open in order to do that. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that for you to do. People that just experienced load shedding now. I just want to make sure that can still see my screen.
Yes, we can still see your screen. It's still on that slide bookmarking on Chrome, and I can hear your sound great. I would just like to ask our colleagues, if you are busy with or experiencing load shedding, or you know you're going to experience load shedding, please complete the register. Only 13 people completed thus far. It is so, Mr. Jones from Riverview Primary. It's lifelong learning taking place.
Colleagues, if you can see on on the slideshow here at the bottom, there is there's another option if you want to how to. You can please also just make sure that you jot that down on make a note of it. If you want to edit your bookmarks easily, all right? I've shown you two ways how to do it. Here's another way how you can do it is to hit the Control Shift and O, all right? Where you can then also access the bookmark um or the bookmarks banner or the manager. And this is how you can edit your bookmarks later on. And I would advise you to timelessly go and visit your bookmarks bar and see what are you using and what are you no longer using, and delete what you know you're not going to use, and put into your folders exactly what you know um that you are going to use. Okay, so colleagues, I know that you are enjoying this, and that you can see how you can use this, making use of the bookmarking, and also making use of the groups. It's just fun when you can use these tricks and see how browsing can become easier. Okay. Sometimes I would look at someone's computer and I see all these new windows is at the bottom. And um, why not make life easier and simpler for yourself? Eh? Why not do that? So I've given you a few seconds, a few minutes to explore with that, and please don't just stop there. There are many shortcuts that you can use to make your life so much easier, and make this experience in browsing enjoyable. And I challenge you to continue and to sharpen your skills in how to do that. The last part I think I want to do is to remember, when you're working in this space, when you are in Chrome, one don't actually want to. Let me just close these tabs on top. And now I'm literally using the shortcuts W, Control W. closing it down. If you are done with this, colleagues, and you say, okay, but I'm done with the groupings, you can just click on the group, right click on the group, and then you can just click on the ungroup button. Okay. And then you can close all of those tabs. You can just close it down. All right. You can also move it around, eh? You can click, hold and drag your your groups or even your tabs. You can move it around. If you maybe want to move this one tab into another group, you can do that. If it doesn't belong there, take it out, move it to another tab also. You can even, colleagues, you can even take out the tab to create a new window. Click, hold, drag it out, and now we have a new window. All right, let me just close that one. There's another tab. I'm going to click hold, and I'm dragging it out of the after that window, and it becomes a window on its own, a separate window. So you can do that also. Or if you have a new window, you can take this tab and move it into another window. So you can take it out, you can put it back into it. You are in control of your own browsing experience. Okay. Now, like I said, colleagues, you don't want to close these or minimize your this window, your Chrome window, and and then go and work in other spaces. You don't want to do that. What you can do to make this experience even more enjoyable is to go and create or insert extensions that is built into Google. Now, I want you to take note of this bar here. Just take note of this here. Now, this section here is where all your extensions are saved into. So, if I just hover my mouse over this icon here, there is a icon or an extension that is called Screencast-O-Matic, which many of you might be familiar with when you want to record your screen. So now say for instance, I open up this, maybe let me just open up this section. And I'm doing a bit of promotion here also with this skill, but say for instance, and I'm not promoting the page. I'm going to show you, take you to the skill and the application I want you to use. Now, say for instance, you see this amazing source that you want to share with your learners, but you actually want to record this. All right. Then you can the extension, click on the extension, and this will now automatically you log in with Google. Oh, I just forgot to mention something. This is actually great that I got to this point. You log in with your Google account, but remember you are already logged into Google with this profile. Remember, I'm logged in already. So this makes it so much easier for you to access these applications. So then I log into it. Okay, remember you are still in the Google or in the Chrome space. I select my account, and now I can start with my screen recording. Okay, I'm not this isn't part of Google Fundamentals 1, but I'm just demonstrating to you how easy it is for you to move from searching for a source going to another app by just clicking on your extension. So let's just launch this. And now I have the ability to screen record, and I can play this to my learners tomorrow in class. But I've never switched screens here. I've never went out and go to a new window, or I didn't go to the laptop's desktop and go and open the application. I've done it right here from my extensions. All right. So I'm not going to do it now. I just want to show you the um, the ability that you have. So there's an extensions icon. It looks like a little puzzle. So if you click on it, all your extensions should be there. So these are extensions that I have inserted here, which I use quite often. So there's Google Translate. I have inserted Google Translate as an extension here because I do a lot of translating when it comes to my content and setting up question papers. All right. Um, but where do I get my extensions? So I'm going to open up a new tab. And I would want for you also to bookmark this tab so that you know you have access to the Chrome Web Store. So you can search Chrome Web Store. You'll see um, Google will give it to me or Chrome will give it to me because I have already searched for it in there. So Google Chrome Web Store, I can enter and it will take me to the Chrome Web Store, and there I have my extensions section. You click on extensions and now you have, and colleagues, do make time to go and play around. Go and find extensions that you want to use um, that can make your life easier. Go look at all the categories that is available there. Okay. Now, because when setting up question papers, and I know I'm talking a lot about question papers, but um, especially because my home language is Afrikaans, I rely heavily on things like Grammarly and Google Chrome and Google Translate. Sorry for that, Google Translate. So I rely heavily on that. So it must be easy for me to just have access to it. Um, Let me just quickly show you. I think I have installed already. Let me just remove. Let me remove it. So you can remove your extensions later on if you see, but okay, I'm not using it anymore. Let me close that. So in the search box here on top, you can just search the extension that you know you want to use. And I'm gonna use Grammarly. I'm looking for Grammarly, and it should give me a spell checker, okay, or whatever it is that I'm looking for. So once you have found the app that you're looking for, the extension that you're looking for, you click on it and you click on the add to Chrome. You add the extension, you'll get this pop up. You add the extension and it now will form part of, it will download, there will be a file that will be downloaded, but it should now be part of your extensions up here. Okay, there you can see it, it goes automatically into this extensions section. So if I click on the extensions icon, it should be there. Now, something I want you to take note of here. Some of these, some of these extensions have got this blue button, this blue pin button here, and some are grayed out, or it's gray. This means that these ones are still in the section. If I click on it, I'll find it there. But maybe for even better uh, access to it, for much more easier navigation to it, I want this spell checker to be, I don't want to go and click and search for it, look for it. No, I don't want that. I want it to be up here. Okay. Let me just unpin it here and I'll show you. Look what's happening on top. It disappears. All right. So if I want it to be back there, I can just click on the extensions and I'm going to pin the ones that I want to have easy access to. So I'm going to, the audio recorder, I want it there. I want Google Translate to be there because I'm going to use that a lot. I'm going to put Screencast-O-Matic there because I like making videos of quick and easy videos that I see on the internet, and then I can talk over it and share with my learners. So then you have all your extensions up there. So should you open up a new tab, it will automatically be there. And this is, colleagues, this is why I said at the beginning, why it is so nice to work in this space, because whatever you do will automatically, any changes that you make will automatically um, be done but through synchronization on the other on the other platforms that you used on. If you even go to your cell phone, if you are logged in with this account on your cell phone, those bookmarks will even be on the cell phone. You see how nice it is that you can. I get so excited about this, but it's so easy for you to navigate to those apps or sites that you have bookmarked or extensions you can use. A thing I forgot to mention, colleagues, and why I want to stress that you do stay logged into your Chrome when you are logged into your Chrome profile. The apps that you can use, I know I've pinned this one. Let me go to Mentimeter. Now, Mentimeter is an it's please go and explore with Mentimeter and see how you can use this in your classroom. But say for instance, I want to use this, all right? All you do is you log in. Remember, you've never used Mentimeter before, or even if you've used Mentimeter before, the Mentimeter allows you to log in with either your Facebook account, which I wouldn't do because that is in your personal capacity. But I would rather log in with my Google account, which I know is much more secured, and I don't want Mentimeter to pop up on my Facebook. Unless you want to do it, I would say go ahead. But for Google purposes, for the sessions purposes, you can see you can even log in with your Google account. If you click on it, it will ask you which account, and if I select the account, I can log into Mentimeter using my Google account because my Gmail account, I am logged into the profile. You see, so now I have access. Um, I gain access to this app through the abilities of this account. Okay, I'm gonna log out of it. I just want to share another one with you. Another app. I'll go to my bookmarks folder there. Let me see. Let's take, I think that's Quizlet. Yeah, Quizlet. The same year. Look at Quizlet. I can log in quickly with my Google account because I am signed into my Google profile. Look, they're easy to log into it. So easy. But if you weren't logged into it, colleagues, let's say, for instance, let's close this. Let me show you. If you maybe want to go into guest mode, all right, guest mode. Remember earlier we spoke about you just quickly want to access something. You can just click on your icon here, your profile initials maybe, or in my case, I have a picture there. Then you can just navigate down to guest. So now you are in guest mode. I want to go to Quizlet. I want to do a Quizlet. I'm going to log in. Okay. I'm going to log in with Google. You see what happens now? I need to go and sign in. Look at all the effort that I need to go through. I need to go through so a lot of effort. I must probably put in my password also. Um, and only now I can log into it. Okay. So let's log out of it. Or I can do it later. Don't worry. I can do it later. But if quick and easy, I want to go to Quizlet, Control T. I go to this folder where I've saved Quizlet. I click on it and I'm logged into it because I didn't log out previously. But all these applications are this the word intertwined with each other. You can quickly access applications just because you are using this profile. Um, Colleagues, I think Gilbert, this brings me to the end of it. I went through the extensions. I hope, colleagues, that you here when you opened up this new tab, the Google Chrome web. So I even haven't done it yet. Just to go and bookmark this for you because sometimes you want to go play around with the different extensions and see what you can find, especially people teaching in the maths departments. Go and look what they have for you in this section. So bookmark it so that you can know that you can when we're done with today's session that you can find it easily. Um, I just bookmarked mine so you can find it easily because sometimes we tend to forget to find it in the Chrome Web Store. Yeah, colleagues. So I'll hand over to Gilbert now. But from my side, thank you so much for today, and please do continue with the rest of the Google fundamentals and the dovetails essentials. This is really helpful, and it will make your experience in browsing so much better. Um, And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. If you have any questions, I'm still gonna be here. If you have any questions on things that I should demonstrate or just take you back again, I'll be here in the chat and also online. You are more than welcome to direct those questions to me.
Yeah, that was quite the session. Thank you very much, Evan. And I think in the chat, if you could have seen the chat, the guys were learning, our colleagues were learning. Thank you for that. And experiencing something different. I will read the comment there. That was brilliant, so useful and practical. But you see, what's also important is that we regard this as the first step. It's part of Dovetail Essentials. It comes after adoption strategy. But if you can, and it's possible for you to go to the upcoming sessions, you will see the link that I've shared. Now bookmark the upcoming sessions page in your browser. And when you have time available on that specific dates, whether you are in Cape Winelands, whether you are in any other district, go and attend those sessions. It will be so useful. Like this specific one that you attended now, you will be able to do so much with it and it will make your life so much easier. Look what Evan is doing now. And I think once we start to sort out our own life with regards to e-learning and getting that bookmark bar sorted, then we will be able to try and sort it out for our colleagues, especially the ones that are struggling, and even us that had or have had Gmail accounts for how long now, for how many years. I think there was at least one or two things that you can take with you from this specific session. Thank you very much, Evan. It was beautifully done. I must inform the colleagues that Evan's machine or laptop froze 5 minutes before the time, and we had to make a plan, and he made a plan, and his Google Fundamentals one saved him, and he got it up and he got it running. And that's the way. If you implement what you learn, and this is what we want to know. We want to know from you guys, are you implementing these things that you've learned? If you can go tonight or tomorrow or over the weekend and you go and sort out your bookmarks bar, just think how much confidence you will have. I'm also inviting you to the session on Google Drive. There's a lot of things, although we are saving on the Google Drive, there are a lot of things that we will be taught in Google Drive, and I hope that we will see you there. Please, please, pretty please, the link that I shared with you, and I will put the link in the chat again. I want you to take your time and to please give feedback. We are trying to improve on a continuous basis. Please give feedback. There's a in-session register, and then there's the feedback that we want you to provide. Please give feedback. Once you've done this course, there's also a e-pedagogy course that will come. Yes, Pharaohs. Even old school is excited about how to make your life easier. Thank you so much. We're glad we could be of assistance. But that e-pedagogy session, you will see the last button that you have on that link is one where you will be able to download a copy of how to create a digital lesson. So if you haven't attended that specific session, go look at the upcoming sessions, go see what it is, because it will be a starting point for you to start to plan. How am I going to integrate technology? And if the session becomes available, you've worked through through that specific Google Doc that you have there, then at the end of the day, you will be able to integrate the technology and give yourself time to learn. I like what Estelle is saying. Yeah, I think there will be some new accounts that will be created, but sort out your own one. That's correct, Mr. Jones. Thank you very much. Colleagues, Evan is still on the line. We would like you to practice some of the things that you've learned, even if it's a bookmark. And if you come to a point where you see that you are unable to do it, then post your chat there, post your question in the chat, and you will be able to answer it. We will be in until around about 4:45. Is that okay, Evan? You are muted.
Gilbert, yeah, you can probably hear me now. No, I'll be here. I'll wait with you for those questions. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Evan. So guys, if there are any questions. Please complete the attendance register, colleagues, before you leave.
I see there's a question that just came through. Sorry, do
If you can quickly demonstrate it, I will.
yeah,
Please, man.
up a book sorted the folder. Um, if you no, you don't have to open up a bookmark and then sort it in a folder. You can. Mine is just a bit. Let me just demonstrate quickly. Um, my my bookmark bar is just so full already. Um, if yours is still, let me just just demonstrate to you, Pharaohs. I think it's Pharaohs. Oh, Estelle. Estelle, if I can just quickly show you here. Yours might still be, your bookmarks bar might still be quite open. If not, then you can delete whatever you want to delete. But if you right click on the folder, oh, let's take this out of the way. Um, if you right click here on the bookmarks bar, all right, then you can add a folder from here. Okay, you can add your folder. You can create a new folder. All right, just make sure that you click on the bookmarks bar here, and then you can create a new folder, and then there will be a new folder added. So say for instance, this is, just gonna give an example, grade 10, and then save. So that folder, just because mine, yours is gonna look different because my bookmarks bar is just so full. Let me just see if I can delete all of this. Okay. Um, just delete those things. Okay, what did I say? Grade 10. There it is. But you'll see there's nothing in the folder yet. There's nothing in. Okay. But should you find a web page like this, say for instance you find something and you want to bookmark this, okay? Control D. You have the option to rename it. And here you have the option to put it directly into a folder. But if you don't want to put it on a folder, in a folder, you can just go on the drop down and then just click on bookmark bar. And then you say done, and it should be on the bookmarks bar here, but mine is full. So there it is. Okay. So if I delete all of these now, it will automatically be on this bar here. Okay, so if I understand your question correctly, just let me know in the chat if I answered it properly. But you don't have to, you can already start creating bookmarks for without having to bookmark any web page. Just let me know if I could answer correctly there. Thanks for the question though, Estelle.